court here in Paris today is to consider the French government's request for a 3-month suspension here of the website of the Chinese online retailer Shein. A request after childlike sex dolls and weapons were found being sold on its marketplace. The government aiming for that suspension as a way to push the company to tighten controls over the products it sells. Well, let's get more. We're going to cross to the court, talk to our reporter who joins us from there, Liza Kaminov. Liza, tell us first of all then what the government is saying here.
Hi. So yes, at the court this morning, we are expecting the French government to request a 3-month suspension of the e-commerce giant Shein across all of France, and any reopening of their website in France would be conditional on rigorous checks by regulators. And this drastic measure does follow a discovery by the French watchdog at the beginning of this month of the Shein's French website selling illicit and dangerous items like childlike sex dolls and Category A weapons with often zero adult content filters. And so the French government did issue a 48-hour ultimatum to Shein so that they can remove these items off their site. They did remove them. However, the government deems this compliance insufficient and points to a clear lack of internal control. And so the issue addressed before the judge here today will not just be Shein's past misconduct, but also that of future accountability, because this is an online retailer that's already been fined 3 times in France alone this year and has a total of 191 million euros of fines for a long list of violations related to misleading product information, false promotions, and misleading consumer information. It's also got political backlash from over 80 MPs who are calling on a complete ban of Shein in France. And Paris is also pushing the EU Commission to crack down on this platform for breaching European safety and transparency laws. And so after this hearing, a court decision will be expected in the coming days, with the main message from the French government being ultra-fast fashion platforms like Shein must adhere to French and EU safety and transparency regulations.
Yeah, there's a more general controversy as well, isn't there, Lisa? This is as the company starts to invade the high street and department stores here in France. It's causing a lot of outrage amongst French clothing companies, isn't it?
Absolutely. So the French retail sector feels a serious threat from these low-cost e-commerce giants like Shein. For the first time this month, a coalition of some 100 major French brands and 12 French trade unions have joined to launch a legal action against Shein for what they call unfair competition. So they are complaining that Shein has gained an illegal competitive advantage by lowering its cost, by bypassing EU tariffs and safety checks through its business model of sending small packages that are valued at less than 150 euros directly to the consumer and not via warehouses. And so by doing this, the company has not just cut down on its costs, it's also increased its profit. And so the French retailers are complaining that this has come at the expense of their brands, as they have tried to get slowly back on their feet over the last 5 years following COVID. And so through this legal action, local French companies are really hoping to ensure fair competition in the EU market based on accountability, respect of law, and transparency.